Hello, everybody, and welcome to Football Matters. I'm joined with Jules. It's just the two of us tonight because everyone else is either busy or can't make it on, which is fair enough. And yeah, so what are your expectations for Crystal Palace Tottenham?
My expectation is a 1-1 draw. Tottenham so far, like I get, like they haven't necessarily played the most, other than City, not like necessarily the highest quality opposition, but they haven't been a sort of ruthless team in front of goal only 3 games in. Also, Crystal Palace are a team you expect to nick a goal off a set piece because they got Zaha and Benteke in there, so I'm projecting a 1-1 draw.
Fair enough. I think it's an interesting one because if a team's gonna win, it's more than likely going to be Tottenham. But yeah, I'm hoping Aston Villa Crystal Palace pull an upset. I don't hope
They do have
Aston
home
Villa
ground
pull an
advantage,
upset.
which means a lot with the crowds coming back.
Yeah, and plus the thing is with the smaller teams is a lot of their players don't go on international break too, so they have like a full week of like two full weeks of training together. Whereas the big teams they lose a lot of players to international duties as well. So
Yeah,
that's
because like
this is
Tottenham just had Kane playing for England over the weekend.
yeah, and Son was with Korea for qualifiers, and everyone basically Højbjerg was playing for Denmark. Like the whole team was gone. Whereas you look at Crystal Palace, I don't think Zaha probably went, but other than that, that's probably the only player that went on international duty,
Yeah,
really.
Crystal Palace's domestic players aren't exactly knocking on the selectors' doors, are they?
Yeah. Benteke used to be in the Belgium national team, but he's not anymore. They've got too
Yeah,
much
oh no,
quality.
they have a lot of depth in Belgium. I'm not surprised that he's not making the team anymore.
And so,
I
yeah,
mean, they got
this is,
Lukaku, like that says it all.
yeah, Lukaku, Dries Mertens. They have a stacked squad.
Hazard,
Yeah.
De Bruyne.
Yep. Yeah. So, this is normally the games straight after international breaks is where the smaller clubs pull upsets over the bigger teams because of the 2 weeks that they've had training together. It makes a difference.
Yeah, it does. I mean,
Interesting to
that's
see.
kind of the point of international breaks is to not put an effect on the big clubs with their international players, but that break still has an effect anyway. Because
Issa
if this
says,
game,
hi, lads.
if this game was hey Isa, how you doing? If this game was played last week during internationals, Tottenham would basically be playing with the B team.
Yeah, yeah, there's a lot of players here that but it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one because you could look at it both ways. You could look at it the quality in the teams that have the big teams that most of like 80% of the squad goes to international duties. You could argue because they've played football in the last 2 weeks, whereas the smaller clubs, a lot of their players haven't played football. They've just trained together. So,
Yeah, not as much Matt Fitness probably on the Crystal Palace side.
but only time will tell. Only time will tell.
Yeah, I'm still thinking it's just like a 1-1 draw. I don't think because I mean again it's only 3 games in, but Tottenham haven't really been known for their 3-0s or 4-0s this year.
And obviously tonight's the big one. Cristiano Ronaldo returns against Newcastle.
The game's at
Um,
midnight, isn't it?
that game's yes, that game is at
Well,
midnight.
midnight in Melbourne. I mean,
Yeah,
um, yeah, that'll be interesting. Isn't Sancho injured?
yeah, he is. Sancho is injured, so he won't
He
be
was only just
playing.
breaking into the team as well.
Um, Donny Van de Beek will probably play because McTominay's injured. Fred's not allowed to play. Because of
Because of
what
COVID.
happened. No, no, it's what happened with the Brazil national team. It's a long story, but yeah.
I haven't read that. I don't really read football news, so I'm not really familiar with. I can look it up instead of you explaining it.
And Cristiano Ronaldo is now the all-time international goal scorer. He scored more goals than any other player in world football.
May as well build a statue in his honor.
Yeah, mate, he's gonna have a statue at every club. He's gonna have a statue at Juventus. He's gonna have a statue at Madrid. He's gonna have a statue at Old Trafford. He's gonna have a statue literally every club he's played at. He'll have a statue at that club.
Surprised he doesn't have one at Old Trafford already.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, he hasn't retired. He will definitely get one. 100%.
Yeah, I mean
He'll
they,
get
they have
one.
one for Shearer at St James's Park, don't they?
Yeah, but Shearer's Premier League legend. Shearer's all-time top goal scorer in the Premier League.
Oh well, whereas Ronaldo's kind of had his success a bit everywhere. Very
Yeah.
sentiments next to Manchester United matches after his own football federation to go very fast and classified. So Fred's getting basically punished for what Manchester United did
Pretty much.
because they wouldn't release him for the international fixtures and presumably so he wouldn't risk injury. And then now Brazilian FA have kind of come back with a 5-day ban that says Fred can't play. So yeah, Van de Beek could probably get a selection for that game.
Yeah, it's an interesting one.
I think Van de Beek, like he's supposedly like this. I'm not too familiar with him, I'll admit, but he's supposedly like this very, very talented player. He doesn't get into Manchester United's midfield. Like, that's kind of
No,
weird.
he's very talented. I remember he scored against Chelsea, and I was like, I want this kid. He was like
Yeah,
22
but
at the
like he
time.
struggles for like if you look at like sort of like how what's his name Ollie sets up, like he struggles for selection ahead of players like McTominay and Fred.
Yeah, I know. It's United
But good
fans
to see him
see
get a
what,
chance though. What with Fred's suspension, so see what he's
and
actually made of.
McTominay's injured too, so he has to play.
Yeah, that as well. So probably like him and Matt, probably Van de Beek and Matic starting up front in the in the midfield,
Yeah,
unless they stick Pogba down there.
be interesting who they play on the right. I think they'll play Mason Greenwood on the right wing, and they'll play
Hang on, let me just
CR7
get
up front.
my plate. Is Rashford back yet or not?
I'm not sure about Marcus.
Because they don't have much time. Because Sancho's injured. Rashford, I don't think he's back yet. They do have Martial. Is he injured as well?
No, he actually scored a brace for France over the international break, so he'll probably play on the left. We'll probably see a midfield of Bruno, Pogba, and Van der Beek.
Yeah, and then up front probably be like, would they start Ronaldo? I mean, he's like a legend,
Yeah,
but
they got to. They got to. The fans would be pissed if they don't start Ronaldo when they play.
yeah, so it'd be like Ronaldo, Martial, Greenwood, and then Fernandez, Pogba, and then Van de
Van der
Beek, and then
Beek.
Rogers Matic off the bench.
Yep, and then the defense will be Luke Berto, Shawloss, Varane, Maguire, and Wan-Bissaka. It's a decent squad. United have they've done well this transfer window. They have.
What about Varane? Is he starting?
Yeah, he'll start 100%. He started last game, so he'll start.
Oh, when they played on Wolves.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
yeah, he looked really good in that game. He made a couple of crucial interceptions, tackles. Wolves are the most unlucky team. They average 20 shots on goal a game, and they haven't scored a goal all season. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, they're a bit of a topsy turvy team. Like, first season in the Prem, they got a spot in Europa League. Second season, I think they just missed out on Europa by like 2 spots or something. And then last season, they were like bottom half of the table. And now this season, they're off to a rocky start.
Yeah, it's tells you how good
Not a
Nuno
bad team, just
is.
like a bizarre team, I guess.
Yeah,
And like losing their
look,
manager is also probably a factor.
yeah, and Nuno's at Tottenham now, so and they're unbeaten. They've won every game they've played so far. Okay, yeah, they've only played one good opponent, which was Man City.
I
Um,
mean, being 3 games undefeated doesn't really say a whole lot. I think we were 3 undefeated last season, or like
yeah,
2 wins and a
Yous are
draw.
three undefeated now as well.
But 2 and a draw. We'll draw to Chelsea.
Yeah, it's still undefeated.
No, I'm saying like I think last season we were actually 3-0 after 3 games. Sorry, heads up. Oh. Last year after 3 games, I think we were 3 wins, no draws, no losses, and we ended up doing we might have been 2-1, and then we ended up finishing like yeah, we were that seventh at one point. So like 3 wins from 3 games doesn't say a whole lot when you're playing sort of lower quality teams. We'll probably know more about Tottenham probably heading in towards Christmas
Yeah,
or
but
even
that's
like November
because
maybe.
you just got a massive injury. Losing Van Dijk
Yeah,
is a
yeah, and
huge
also like the
loss.
COVID thing, not having crowds. Like, not to make
Yeah,
excuses, we did have a lot of setbacks last season, but I
yeah.
don't
No, you
think
just
we've
did. You
really.
just lost. You just lost your best centre back, who actually just
We lost
makes the whole
Gomez as well,
defense.
second best centre back.
Yeah. You know, I think Liverpool will challenge. I just worry about their midfield, the lack of depth in the middle of the pitch.
Yeah,
But
midfield's got me right as well. Like, other than Fabinho and Henderson, there's not much there.
you got Elliot, who's a young kid, but you can't rely on young kids all the time.
Elliot, I do like Elliot's first touch, but yeah, not a complete player. I don't think Alcantara's all that good. Cater, I'm surprised he stayed this long. Um, Oxlade, like injury prone and
Old now.
even
Yeah.
yeah, and they, like even last season when he got games up when he got starts because of the injuries and whatnot, he didn't play that well. Like I'm surprised he wasn't sold. We got Ronaldo went to PSG, probably overdue.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah,
There is a Chelsea Youth Academy player playing in this Crystal Palace side.
is he loaned out?
Yeah, Gallagher. He's done alright for them. Apparently,
Number
he's
23.
looking. Yeah,
I was going to look at his thing on the internet because I got this Google thing opened up. Yeah, he's 21 years old. Got lent out to Charlton, Swansea, West Brom. He got lent out to a Premier League club last season. That's pretty good. And he's
yeah,
played for England at like under 21 level.
yeah. No, he's a good. He's a good little player. Um,
A team like Tottenham would be a good test for him.
yeah. Nah, he hates Tottenham.
Yeah, he would. But like I'm saying, like they're not like a relegation team. Like a team like that, that's sort of like upper mid table. That'll be a good test to see like what he actually brings to the table.
Yeah, it's yeah. I've watched. I think I watched when we played. Oh wait, no, not when we played Crystal Palace, because he wouldn't have been able to play when we played Crystal Palace. But yeah, I've seen him play once or twice this season already, and he's good. He's a good little player, but he'll probably get called back to Chelsea next season. He's that good. I think he's good enough to make our squad now. He's not good enough to throw a spanner in the works and be like a first team choice, but he's
I mean,
good
he's
enough
only
to
21, and like there is competition in Chelsea's midfield. You got fucking N'Golo Kante of all people in there.
Kante, Jorginho, Kovacic,
Kovacic.
Mount, Havertz, Saul
Yeah,
Niguez.
you don't really like at 21. You're not walking into that midfield, so
No way.
it'll yeah like probably another couple of years just being loaned out until it's like probably a regular first team feature in the midfield. Let me just mute this. There, done. Oh, I forgot.
Yeah,
Patrick Vieira's managing Crystal Palace.
yeah, he is. It's a I hope he does well, even though I don't like Arsenal. But he was a fantastic player. I unfortunately was too young to watch him play, but I've watched his highlights in my
Yeah,
days.
I wasn't really like a soccer fanatic when he was playing, but I've heard very very good things about him. Just his ability to sort of control games, dictate the tempo, right? Like maintain possession, break up play. Like I just heard very very good things about him as a midfielder. Really good leader as well. I believe I heard about him.
Yeah, no,
Martin Kelly's
well, I
still
mean,
there. Jesus, what is he like 30 now? Sorry, I saw Martin Kelly on the Crystal Palace bench, and I'm surprised he's still at the club.
yeah,
Like he's been a rotation player, I think, since they signed him from Liverpool.
Dali Ali's apparently refound his form as well under Nuno, which is always good to see.
Both teams just playing a standard 4-3-3.
The Dutch system, the classic Dutch system, eh?
What, the flat four three
Admirable.
three?
Yeah, nah, just any 4-3-3. They call the 4-3-3 the Dutch system because the Netherlands used to rock it and they used to do gang and press like crazy.
So what's 4-4-2? Would that be the English system?
Nah, I don't know who came up with the 4-4-2.
Because that like around sort of like late 90s, like sort of like the Michael Owen days of football. 4-4-2 was sort of a like the Fergie United era. 4-4-2 was like the more popular sort of
Oh yeah,
formation.
it was. Yeah,
And
used
then
to
it sort
do.
of evolved because I want to get more numbers in midfield and sort of control the game that way.
Yeah, now you see a lot of 4-2-3-1s or the
Yeah, three
five
at
at
the
the
back,
back.
that's a
Like
new one.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
the three and the
five at
five at the back, like that's more common as well.
yeah. That's what Thomas Tuchel does at Chelsea. He starts with the five, but the two wing backs they're not like they kind of like adventure forward. Like Reece James always overlaps.
Yeah, so it's like it's a back three in possession, then out of possession, it's sort of morphs to a back four or back five.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, teams that play back fives usually have like pretty attacking wing backs. Oh, they're doing a thing because of 9/11.
9/11, yeah, because it is.
Yeah, 20 years since it happened.
Yeah, that's crazy. Only 20 years, man. That's.
I didn't even know about like when it happened. I didn't really know what it was until like probably 3 or 4 years after it happened. I think my parents explained it to me,
Yeah, yeah. My
like that it was
parents
like
made sure
planes being slammed into a
the
tower.
news was
Before I
not on
never
that
really
day.
knew what it like. I never knew if like on that day something tragic happened because I mean I was like 5 years old at the time, so
Yeah, it's bad. It's horrific, man.
and a lot of these attacks don't really get like what 20 or 30 deaths. That one had like 4,000. Like it was large
Yeah,
scale for like an act of terrorism as well.
it was bad.
Anyway, game's kicked off.
Yeah. I'm just
And
happy
Crystal
Premier League's
Palace
back, man.
have. Oh, it's going out of play.
I don't like international games as much as league games.
I unless it's like Euros or the World Cup or an AFC Asian Cup with the Socceroos, I cannot stand internationals.
Yeah. I mean, World
Even
Cup
even like
qualifiers are
like, like
cool.
like like cup qualifiers, like when it's like a weekend of cup qualifiers, I just find them brutal to watch.
Yeah, I know what you
I
mean.
can watch like Euros in like say over a 3 4 week period. I can watch that, but I can't have a week of Premier League being interrupted just to watch international football. It just I think a lot of fans seem to feel that way about internationals.
Yeah, there's too many international breaks. And there's like two or three a season. Like, that's just why.
Like I get why they're all because you got to have like qualifiers for the actual proper international tournaments, and like friendlies can kind of like keep the international like it can allow like sort of international managers to sort of change their or like evolve their tactics and whatnot. But a lot of fans just seem to really hate international breaks when they interrupt domestic fixtures. I reckon they got to reformat it personally. And Zaha's just gone down.
Konate would be getting up there in age too. He's been around a long time.
He's the number 8 for Crystal Palace,
Crystal
correct?
Palace.
He was
Yeah.
playing centre back last year, wasn't he? As like a makeshift centre back.
I don't know. I didn't watch much of Crystal Palace last year.
Oh, I wouldn't watch their games, but I look at their lineups on Google. I remember seeing his name in centre back a lot. I think they had some sort of injury problem. I think he was being used as makeshift centre back last year, but now he's back in midfield.
I mean, yeah, he has a lot. Yeah, it makes sense because he has a lot of experience. He would be out
Or
of
it
the
might just be
forward
like sort of
role
a Henderson
still.
Fabinho thing. They just think is reliable and that sort of makeshift role.
Yeah,
Because like we stick Fabinho in centre back if we're down a defender.
I know. Fabinho actually plays alright there.
Yeah, he doesn't do too bad. I don't think Henderson does as well. I think he's more suited for that number 6 role. And Tottenham are on the counter attack. Who's just Regulion? Well, that's terrible. That cross from number 3 for Tottenham, I think Regulion, he's just done terribly.
Yeah, Regulon. Yeah.
Yeah, Regulon, that was not a good pass from him. Tottenham are
Ooh.
pressing pretty
Oh,
aggressively. Yeah,
I
he's
can
just
see what Vieira's trying to do with his Crystal Palace side. So we normally see Crystal Palace like normally they like sit back, but Vieira clearly wants his team to attack in high press. It's good to see.
I wonder if that tactic will work against a team like Tottenham, who's probably got high quality and will probably want to play more attacking football.
So Josh is saying is a goat, and he was referring to this player here.
I'm not looking at the stream. I'm looking at the game. Can you tell me what you're talking about?
Josh just commented saying someone is a goat. It's for Palace and the same as Ezzy. Yeah, I don't know where Ezzy is. I'm surprised Ezzy isn't playing, but he's not.
Been
In
pretty
my
up and down
team
so
though.
far in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
No clear
So
cut shots, like maybe one or two clear cut shots, but it's been sort of very up and down football. The ball's just kind of transitioning from one into the other pretty quickly.
this is where Tottenham are dangerous. Especially when they've got Harry Kane in the box. Oh days.
Well defended. Well, I got
What
stripped
do you
over.
think about the
Was that
Brazil
Winks? No.
situation?
Number 8, stripped over the ball for Tottenham. I think it's Hoiberg. Or is that Skip?
Nah, number 8's Hoiberg.
Oh, Hoiberg, okay. He's played for
Oh
Southampton, didn't
no,
he?
wait, is it?
No, it's
Yeah,
Harry
it is.
Winks.
No, it's Winks, yeah. Number 5's Hoiberg.
Okay. Hoiberg has played for Southampton, didn't he?
Oh, there's a question for you. What do you think of Adwell?
Alderweireld.
But yeah, was that Adderweireld?
Is he even playing today?
Toby Adderweireld? Nah, I don't think he is.
I don't know what to think of him.
And what do we think of the Brazil situation? Though? That's a good. I think it's a load of rubbish.
But the thing with
Honestly,
Fred,
there's a bunch of Brazilians. It's not just Fred, man. It's just bizarre.
so a bunch of clubs have put bans on their players playing for Brazil, and now Brazil are trying to retaliate.
Oh, Josh meant as well. Like, what do you think about the Brazil situation? That's what he's basically asking you, Jules.
Well, I don't know too much about it. If we're talking about Brazilian footballers being banned from playing for their country because their clubs don't want them to risk injury, um, I think you have to. I'll probably go back to my earlier comment. I think we need to just restructure international football because it does have an effect on club football. And now the individual players, obviously, they want to sort of represent their they want to, obviously take pride in representing their nation. But if you look at it from the perspective of the club owners, they don't want their assets who they pay, absorbent wages to be risking injury with international matches and having their sort of domestic fixtures thrown out. Because like a week where there's no club football is a week where the clubs aren't making money. So I think international football needs to be restructured. That's my thoughts on the whole Brazil situation.
It's just it's. I don't understand it, man.
I mean, you don't really have this issue in other sports. Like basketball, you can like there's international. My brain's not working. If you look at a sport like basketball, there's international representation, but it doesn't really appear to affect like club basketball. Like the NBA doesn't get thrown out for threes because everyone's got to go play internationals. Like that sort of thing doesn't happen.
Yeah. There's another one. It's stupid how Brazil asked for players to be banned by FIFA. Yeah, they basically asked FIFA to ban players.
But you're punishing the player for what the club is doing, and the club's just looking out for their own sort of business interests. And like, I get the football's too much of a business now, but these clubs at the end of the day, they do have shareholders to answer to. So you got to kind of understand why they don't want their players risking injury when they're being paid sort of those large sums of money. And beyond that, like the player shouldn't be punished for what a club owner does. Like if
Oof.
this was Tottenham are close and they've cleared it. Like if this was a decision made by either the Glazers or Woodward or even Ole Solskjaer himself. That's who you got to go after. Going after the player doesn't accomplish anything.
Yeah, exactly. Good point from Josh. The clubs pay the wages, country doesn't. That is true.
But also, the player doesn't decide if the club releases them for international fixtures. So why are they getting punished?
Yeah, I don't know why the players shouldn't get punished.
It just really seems like a tit for tat kind of thing. Like, oh, you didn't let Fred play in our international fixtures. Now we're going to keep him from playing in your club fixtures. It just seems really petty.
Why? I don't understand. Like surely Fred isn't an important player for Brazil. Like surely he's not. Like I mean
I'm
he's
not
a
familiar with their
decent footballer,
midfield.
but he's not like that good. Like you think of
Yeah, I would
Brazil
have to assume
midfielders,
there are better Brazilian midfielders than Fred.
yeah, like Casemiro, Fabinho, and then they've got Neymar, they've got Richarlison, they've got like I mean I know they're
Well, then you
forwards, but
talking the
like
forwards. I'm talking the midfield. Like, I'm pretty sure there are better Brazilian midfielders in the world than Fred,
yeah, there
who like
are.
barely gets it done at United. You know,
Yeah,
Dyer's pulled up sore. They're bringing on a new player.
Dyer's injured. That's a good point. Donny has to play Josh because McTominay is injured as well, so he has to play.
Yeah, no Fred, no McTominay.
It's basically forced all
Unless
if
it's
you play.
unless they just play like Pogba and Matic and then Bruno at number 10.
I mean, they could do that, but that's kind of harsh if they
I
do.
mean, like, it is Ole we're talking about. He seems to find any excuse not to play Van der Beek.
Yeah. I don't know why, man. I rate Donny van de Beek, man. He's such a good player.
A lot of fans do. That's
Yeah, I'm
sort of
not
one of
even
the, I think
allowed
that's
it,
one of the
man.
biggest criticisms against Ole that he doesn't really give Van der Beek match time.
Yeah, it is. Donny as a six. Yeah, I saw an interview that he did with Stephen House and Rio Ferdinand, and he said that he likes play. He prefers to play as a six or an eight rather than a 10 as a 10, even though he played as a 10 later on in Ajax. But he grew up playing a six or an eight, so it's
I think he worked better in the 6 or 8 role at United because that's where they actually need that's what they need to address. Like the number 10 position, they have Bruno and they have Lingard
yeah,
as backup, unless they load him out
Bruno's
to West Ham
class.
again. So
Like,
yeah, Van der Beek, like the best spot for him right now would be a number 6 or a number 8 because that's what they've needed since shit, like how far back? Who was the last like really good United number 6?
Michael Carrick,
Yeah, like since Carrick.
yeah, it's like 15 years ago, 10 like 12 years ago, something like that.
He retired only. Oh well, he did retire only I think like 4 or 5 years ago, but he did like age as well. So
Carrick's been retired a while. He's all his
I thought he
assistant
retired
coach.
like I thought he retired like during the Van Gaal years.
Um,
Or are we
yeah,
thinking of Keane? Like Keane retired
Van
around
Gaal was like 5 years
2005.
ago. So
Yeah, I think that's around when Carrick retired.
yeah, it probably was.
So like yeah, he like they haven't had like an elite sort of number 6 or number 8 since basically Carrick and Keane left. So Van Beek could probably be that next sort of solution to that problem.
Yeah, Van de Beek. It's uh, it's an interesting one. I do
Ooh,
think he
Moore's done well.
deserves.
Wait, Moore did it right there, just couldn't keep it. Defended it well.
Can't wait to see Arsenal lose to Norwich. You reckon? I'll tell you
No,
what.
I reckon they'll get points.
If Arsenal lose to Norwich, Arteta has to be sacked, right? Like you can't lose to Norwich. I don't want to. Look, I'll say that now, and then Chelsea will go and lose to Norwich because
Oh
that's
no,
just
they
what they
hung on to
did.
Wenger for probably longer than they needed to. Like you never know with Arsenal.
Mate, Wenger with the side they've got now, Arsene Wenger would finish top three in the side with the side that they've got.
Their side's not that deep. I reckon he'd get like he'd do better than Arteta. They probably finish like six with if Wenger was still managing. And even Wenger, like he's one of the all-time great managers, but like as a manager, he was probably declining in his sort of last few years. Like even the
Yes,
last
he's
few
like
sort of Wenger years, like they were making Europa League when they were Champions League up to that point. So
it'll be a pooky party tomorrow, lol. I mean, we can only hope, right? We can only hope that Arsenal lose to Norwich.
ooh, number three almost got was in there. Regulion.
I'm down to do a Chelsea watch along at like 2:30 in the
Oh,
morning.
that's not a good
100%.
touch.
I'm down. If Jesse's down, I'm down.
Well, we went to watch along
I
for
want to
Arsenal
see
Norwich.
Lukaku bag a hat trick against Aston Villa. Let's go.
Ooh, Ayo's not almost in.
Is that Andre or Jordan? I get the two
I think
confused.
it's
I'm
Andre
pretty sure.
Jordan. I think plays for Swansea.
I can double check that actually.
I think it's Andre.
It's Jordan, are you?
I thought
There
it
you
was
go.
Andre. I could have sworn it was Andre. Okay, I was incorrect there.
I think Andre used to play for Crystal Palace.
There was a point where they're both playing on the same team at the same time. I think they both played for Swansea at one point
Yeah.
for like a season.
Yeah, there you go. Andre Ayew's at Swansea. There you go. They look exactly the same. I can't tell the difference between the two players, to be honest.
Are they twins or? Oh, Kane's outplayed number six, but now he's lost it.
Yes, guys, make sure to smash the like button on Facebook and go subscribe
Chris
to us on
Parsons' left
YouTube
back
and
has
give
been
the
pretty
video
good
a
so
like.
far.
I
He
think
sort of
that's
kept that. He's kept that right side at bay, I think, for Crystal Palace.
yeah. He's,
Was that handball? Yeah, J.IU. Yeah, that's Jordan IU because they with the IU brothers they put their first letter on the first letter of their first name on the
yeah,
kit.
so that they can
So
tell the difference.
and the
Oh,
left back Chris Pass has actually gone forward, but he's passed back. Let me see. Mitchell. All right, I know what his name is. Mitchell. Yeah, Mitchell's had a decent game so far.
tell you what, the way Vieira sets up his team, kind of nice to see. It just
Giving away a free kick.
yeah, it's a bit late.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair free kick. Tottenham's passes seem to be getting through the midfield pretty easily.
Yeah, it's the quality they have.
Like they're not even like passing their flanks;
The,
they're sort of passing through their guts, and it's getting the sort of centre backs and defensive mid are, like preventing them from getting into the box. But like the passes through the corridor seem to be getting through easier than they should for Tottenham against Crystal Palace. I don't know, just personal observation. And I think Tottenham have a free kick.
Yeah, they do. It's a bit of a soft one, not gonna lie.
That's what they gave it for? Fucking hell. What a pansy sport when that's a free kick.
I know. It's like sometimes like it's so bizarre, right? Because the other week, remember when we were watching the Arsenal game and Xhaka got sent off for that tackle, which I don't think it should have been
Yeah,
a
it turned
red.
out to be a dive when you look at the replay and VAR didn't do shit.
Yeah, the same thing
Oof,
happened to
Zaha's done well
Pogba's.
there. Sorry to cut you off. Keep
The,
going.
the same thing happened to Pogba that night. Like Pogba slid. Uh, no foul was given.
Oh,
Man United scored. They looked at it on VAR to see if the goal was disallowed, and they still gave the goal. So
I don't
like,
know.
how can it in one game be a straight red, and then in another game it not
Well, that's the
be?
point I made in the Arsenal game. They pump all this money into VAR. They don't even use it consistently.
Yeah, it's
Like that money could go
dumb.
somewhere else. And could go to pay off some fucking COVID debt, you know?
Yeah.
And instead it goes to this fucking useless ass technology.
Ooh, this is a dangerous free kick for
Yeah, I was gonna say the
Aston
same
Villa.
thing. Like if you had who's that Southampton player that can take free kicks? Not Hoiberg.
As you're talking about James Ward-Prowse.
Ward-Prowse, yeah, if Ward-Prowse will probably fucking ping this. But
Yeah,
obviously he's
he'd
not
hit this
playing.
in the top corner.
Who's his number
Oh, the
20?
Chelsea lad's gonna take it. Come on,
Oh, what's his name? Gallagher.
Gallagher. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, that's poor.
Yeah, that's going nowhere. That's a rugby
Zaha,
kick. That's
best
not even a
player on the
fucking soccer
pitch.
kick.
Yeah, I mean Zaha's doing alright. Zaha always carries Crystal Palace though.
He's kept them out of
People think
relegation for like what
Son
the
is
last
world
5 years?
class. Jules, do you think Son's world class?
Son Heung-min, yes, definitely.
Yeah, he's cracked. That guy's honestly too good for Korea national team, honestly.
Yeah, I think he can get into any sort of Premier League or Champions League side.
Yeah. If he changed his nationality to France, he'd make the French national team. That's how good he is. Same if he did it to Belgium, he'd make the Belgium
Yeah, he
national
could
team.
probably get into any like sort of elite international team.
Yeah. He should change his nationality to Argentina. And then Argentina would actually have a decent left winger as well as a right winger. Because they just... The thing is with Argentina is they just overload on the right side. They've got no
International
left.
football can be a bit of a bit rough in that regard. Like it's more about sort of national pride than actually silverware. So you get sort of elite players like Aubameyang that end up representing like sort of just mediocre countries.
Yeah. Yeah, good point. Greenwood isn't in the England squad. Would be worth an Aussie adopting him. Look, yeah, that brings up another topic. Gareth Southgate, like, how does he not pick Greenwood? Greenwood's got 3 goals in the Premier League in 3 games, 4 games, however
He
many.
did not give Sancho game time in the Euros either, or not in the group stage. I think he did in the knockout stage. Southgate's just a
Yeah,
bizarre manager in general. I'm surprised England have
it's
the FA stuck with him.
like I don't understand. Like, as an outsider, like England fans love him because he's
Oh,
taken
Zaha,
England
he's almost
to
through. And is he drawing a free kick? No.
nah. It's close.
He's claiming for one, though.
Yeah, yeah, he's been the most lively player so far.
Yeah, I was going to say Crystal Palace have looked more lively on sort of that left hand side. Like number three's had a pretty good game, and Zaha's looking pretty dangerous as well.
Yeah,
They're looking better
you've
probably on
got
the
one
left than on the
Ward.
right, I think.
Is that Ward? Yeah, it was Ward.
Yeah, it's James Ward.
Just
Is that his
pinged
first
the
name,
shot.
James?
I think so.
So there's a James Ward and a James Ward-Prowse. That's fucking weird.
Josh has asked us to show the game. We can't.
Oh my god. What a troll. What a
Yeah,
smart
it's
aleck,
a
eh? Oh, you gotta love that
it's a
sense of
f-
humor from Josh.
it's a funny one. No, I wish we
Because we
could.
got those on the Victory Fan TV streams back in the day. Oh well, back in the day, I mean like 2 years ago. But anyway,
Still back in the day. That's 600 days ago.
oh, when I say back in, well, when I used to say back in the day, I refer to things that happened like 10 years ago. Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but yeah, like just back from when we did the Victory Fan TV streams, that was a funny one.
Yeah, yeah. Make sure, guys, if you haven't already, go follow us on Facebook. Give us a
Oh,
like,
Tottenham looking dangerous here.
and go to our YouTube channel too. It's the same channel, both platforms. Subscribe and give the stream a like as well.
Tottenham with a cross in, and nah, keepers handle that.
Tell you what, Crystal Palace is putting up a fight against Tottenham here. It's actually a
Yeah,
really good
Tottenham
game.
haven't looked like Tottenham in the final third haven't been that great, and Crystal Palace also haven't, but they've probably looked more lively of the two.
What are we
I
saying?
mean,
It's going the
I'm probably having more
pens.
bias towards Crystal Palace because they're the underdog, but I think they're playing better of the two so far.
Yeah, it's different. It's not like the way I remember Crystal Palace is sitting back, trying to absorb the pressure, and then catching on the
Yeah, they're not
counter.
threatened by
Whereas,
Tottenham at all, and also they got the home crowd, so they're probably not as like if this was being played at White whatever the new White Hart Lane is, like it'll probably be a little different, but and also they have like really they're known for having pretty energetic supporters, so they're probably playing to the home fan base, probably not afraid of Tottenham.
yeah, it's kind of a bold move. It's obviously tactics from Vieira as well.
Yeah, he's probably just decided to reshape how the team actually plays. Like instead of doing the traditional Crystal Palace way, he's like, no, I'm doing it my way.
Yeah, yeah, and
And the play
that's
seemed to have
bold.
adjusted pretty well, like considering it's only early days.
Yeah, yeah. No, they look good this game. If I don't think Palace will get relegated based on how they're playing against Tottenham. If Tottenham are top of the league and they're actually like outplaying them, then that shows you that.
You know,
I
like
guess
Vieira
it
could sort
takes
of
time.
like he could probably make him a team like doesn't need Zaha to stay up.
Yeah, yeah. If he makes a team that does that, they don't have to rely on Wilfred Zaha, then even
Because
better.
like it probably wasn't working with Roy. Who's it? Roy Hodgson was it before?
I have no clue who it was before.
Before I think no, I think Hodgson was the manager before Vieira, and yeah, like it probably wasn't really working with him because without Zaha they would have likely been relegated. But yeah, they're looking to be a bit better team under Vieira.
Yeah, and he's only like what 4 games in, and
Well, yeah, I
like
mean, like the long term panning of the season will tell the full story, but like so far they are looking pretty good.
yeah, and they're only going to get better. I think because in my opinion, like managing to come in, change the way that the players have played previously. It takes time to
Yeah,
adapt,
it
but
can unsettle them, whereas Crystal Palace seem to have gelled. Like he must have a good
yeah,
preseason with them,
yeah. No, I
but
think
also
I
we
think
are prone to like sort of making sort of ambitious predictions ahead of time that may not come to be true.
yeah,
Like for all we know, like come like 13, 14, Crystal Palace could probably start to slump a little bit. Like you can't paint a full picture 4 rounds in, but like so far they are looking good.
yeah. They're just the I see the one thing Palace lack is a goal scorer. You can't rely on Crystal Benteke. He's too old. He'll only
He
score
did
you
get
like
some
nine,
goal.
10 goals.
Yeah, it's like he did get I think like 8 or 9 goals last season. Was it something like that?
Yeah, see, he'll only get to like high single digits,
Yeah,
maybe
he's
10,
more of
11
like an
goals.
he's more like an off the bench striker as opposed to your main striker, and like also Zaha can't do it every week, so they probably do need probably depth up front.
Yeah, I mean,
And probably
they could
someone
have
younger. Like
gotten.
Benteke is like what? Benteke is north of 30, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's over 30 now. I'll do a quick Google search on Benteke. Oh, he's got to be over 30, surely. Yeah, he's actually 30. He was born in 1990.
Yeah, he turns 31 in like a couple of months.
Yeah,
So yeah, like they won't want to rely on him long term. I reckon they could probably replace him with a younger striker. Because Benteke's sort of losing like his Premier League quality, I think. Like he had an average run at Liverpool, and then in his run at Like he had a couple of good years at Crystal Palace, then some weak years, and then last year he was probably back to his old form. But like, I don't think it'll last long term.
Yeah, no,
So
he's kind of like
he probably won't be at the club next season. I don't think. Benteke.
yeah, he'll probably go to like the J League or something like that.
Yeah, I could see him doing something like that, and I'll probably just bring in like a sort of early mid 20 striker to replace him. Not like a Kane level striker, but like just one that can get like 15 goals.
Yeah, I mean they're hard to find these days. There's not many strikers in the world that score 15 goals in a season.
Not Ings himself, like an Ings level striker, maybe.
Jamie McLaren?
McLaren would flop. He didn't even do that well in Scotland, or was it Germany? Whatever. No, I think he had an okay run at Scotland, but when he was in Germany, he didn't do that well. No, that cross went nowhere.
Like that's another thing as well. The achievement that Tim Cahill managed in the Premier League, like winning a Golden Boot in the Premier League, at Everton as well, is crazy.
When did he win the Premier League Golden Boot?
Ah, all a while back.
Like the actual league Golden Boot or Everton's Golden Boot?
Nah, the actual league's Golden Boot.
I'm pretty sure Australian has never won the Golden Boot.
I think he did.
The closest was like Viduka came
I
third
think it
in
was tied
Leeds.
between like four players though.
I have to pull that up on
Hang
my
on,
phone. Where's my phone? Because I know Cahill even because he was like an attacking mid as opposed to a striker. He wasn't even a prolific goal scorer. When he played for a club, he was never really a prolific goal scorer. It was more his country he was a goal scorer. Because at Everton, he just played number 10, like just behind the striker. He wouldn't even play number 9. Socceroos played him at number 9 because he didn't have anyone else because he had good aerial ability and we had no other striker because Viduka was old. And Kuhl got injured all the time.
He was at Everton from 2004 to 2012.
Yeah, I don't think he ever won the Golden Boot in that time.
Wow, he was named one of 50 nominees for the Ballon d'Or.
That's a good achievement. To get
First
on
first
a Ballon d'Or shortlist,
first
that's like
Everton player
freaky.
in 18 years to be nominated.
What's with Crystal Palace? They've been doing better on the left than on the right, but they're playing the crosses from the right. Whereas on the left, they're probably having more control of the game. Okay, now they're out on the left. No, it's going nowhere.
Boy, did we miss Tim Cahill in the Australian Socceroos, man. Could always rely on him, and even in the big games, to score a goal.
Cahill, like in his later years, he was really just showing how crappy our sort of our developmental system is in Australia. Because like that golden generation, once they got old, no one replaced them. It's been like Matt Ryan, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we were just fortunate that he was like that sort of one golden generation player that could keep going in his late 30s. Like Viduka carked it at like, not literally carked it, but like, his days were past him at like 32, 33. Kuhl was always injured. Aloisi was like rotation at best.
Yeah. Yeah. I do think our
Like
centre
if
backs now
Cahill
are
had
better than
retired at
they
like
were.
32, imagine like we probably never made like a 2014 World Cup, like a 2018 World Cup if you've retired like early 30s.
Yeah, probably.
Nah.
That was close from Zaha.
Yeah, good effort, but like, yeah, just not in the net.
Tottenham are yet to concede a goal all season as well.
They haven't looked too threatening though. It's been more Crystal Palace.
Yeah, as Crystal Palace have been on the front
Like,
foot.
Crystal Palace, like, they're sort of like in that end product where they're probably closer to scoring than Tottenham have looked in the first 35 minutes. Wait, is that
They've
off
looked.
the? Looks like a corner.
It is a corner. Yeah.
Yeah, look, like it came off the Tottenham player. Yeah, they give them the corner.
Jeez, Lloris is crap, man. How's he not caught that? It's literally straight to him. Okay, maybe not. Maybe the punch was the best. On that
Hang
camera
on.
angle, the punch was the best option, but it was a crap punch either way.
I mean, he was surrounded by Crystal Palace players. That might be partly why he didn't catch it. Because he had to kind of lunge over a Crystal Palace player to get it. Or to even get a hand to the ball. So I don't know.
Could bring in Martin Boyle. Fair enough, Josh. That's a good save from Lloris.
Yeah, he kind of got sandwiched there.
100% agree. Lloris is crap. Absolutely.
I'm surprised they've hung on to him for this long. I
I'm
mean, they sort
surprised
of
he's still
missed.
France.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe because he won the World Cup, they still trust him. I don't know.
I don't know. To me, Melier is better. The Leeds goalkeeper is better goalkeeper than Lloris. What do you mean only plays for France because they haven't got anyone else? They've
He's
got
talking about
Melier.
Lloris.
Like, the guy's 22 and he's Leeds goalkeeper. Oh, well, because what you're saying, because he plays for Leeds, he can't make it into the French national squad. Look at Calvin
Well,
Phillips.
Okay, but Leeds do concede a lot of goals, so and it may not be maybe more the defense's fault than Lloris himself, but like, or look, Melier himself, but that could be an influencing factor in why he's not selected.
That's not his fault if his defense is shit.
Yeah, but I'm not saying it's his fault that he concedes the goals, but like if he doesn't keep clean sheets, that might be why France aren't looking at him.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
Like
he needs a
you'd
mid.
have to put a good defense in front of him to see what he's really made of, I guess.
Yeah, he needs to go to like Everton or something. Or West Ham. West Ham could use him.
Because
They need a goalkeeper.
when Marcelo Bielsa plays the way he does, you need a really really good defense to make that sort of system work.
Yeah, and they just don't
Because
have
like
it.
yeah, like Leeds as well, first time in the Premier League in like 18 years, and they did well to maintain a top half finish, but their defending was just
Oh.
very very questionable. Benteke held the ball well, but yeah, the end product wasn't good.
He should have just shot that. When he brought it
And
down, he should
Tottenham
have
are
turned
pretty
and
flat.
shot.
Hang on, let's look for
Right
this.
there. Should have touched and shot.
Yeah, he went to hold the ball up, but didn't just go for the shot. Man, Tottenham have been pretty flat this first half.
Yes, Josh. Melier is French. Leeds goalkeeper is French. And he's better than
Oh,
Lloris.
that's
I
not a
don't
good
know why.
pass. They've recovered though.
Yeah, it's been all Crystal Palace.
Yeah, Tottenham have just not turned up in this first half at all. I don't know if they're on vacation or what's going on.
That's probably a 12 grand watch.
Rolex.
Probably, yeah. Can't wait to see Arsenal in League One. Nah, they're not gonna get relegated. They'll sack Arteta before it gets to
I
that
think
point.
that I'm thinking Aubameyang will hit form and it'll keep him out of relegation. Like
Jeez,
Aubameyang,
Birmingham
like
isn't.
Aubameyang's best years are behind him. I think he'll hit form and maybe get like 8 or 9 goals, and that'll keep him out of the relegation zone.
Birmingham hasn't hit form in a year and a half. It's a big ask.
He did have moments of form last season, and I think he ended up getting like 12 or 13 goals or something. Like their forward line certainly is changing over. I think Lacazette and Aubameyang, like their days are past them.
Yeah,
They probably need to look at some newer strikers, but like I think Aubameyang can still, like for this season, I think he can still keep them up.
Arsenal need Wissam Ben Yedder. I think they like their French strikers. Just go sign Ben Yedder from
And I think
Lyon.
Pepe will just have another year of just inconsistency, like really good 1 week, shit the next. Okay, that's just too easy. That pass from IU to Gallagher. That pass to Gallagher, no one was in the fucking 10 meters of him. That was horrible defending from Tottenham. Look at that.
Jeez.
He's just outside the semicircle on the edge of the box, and like no one's near him. That is
Yeah,
disgraceful defending.
he should have done better though, Gallagher.
Yeah, the finish was bad, but like the defending from Tottenham was just non-existent. I reckon they get hair dried at halftime by Nuno.
Oh, 100%. 100%. He's gonna go off his nut. He's gonna go off his nut.
Okay, that's a bad pass from 29. And Zaha has gone past the defender. 1-2. Crystal Palace's
Yeah,
ball
Ben.
movement isn't that bad actually.
Yeah,
Like the
no,
end
they're
product's
playing
not there,
well.
but yeah, they've got the ball movement are actually right, but yeah, the end product is just lacking. You can tell Benteke's past it, and like even Zaha hasn't really got his kicking boots on today.
It's promising signs though. If you're a Palace fan, or if
Yeah,
you're
like again, like you can't get too ahead of yourself 4 rounds in, but like they are showing signs that like they can skip relegation, which is probably like all they can really hope for at this point. Like, they're not obviously going to push for like Europa or anything. I think it's just the
yeah.
most I can hope for is just don't get relegated. I think they're probably going to stay safe this year based on how Vieira's sort of reshaped the team.
Oh, what a turn from Saha.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
he has turned that guy inside out.
oh, that was
Oh,
unlucky. Jeez, that turn.
they're number 12 from Tottenham. He's just nowhere. Yeah, he has turned him inside out like a pair of underwear. I mean, I don't want to be too harsh on Gallagher, but like a striker pro would have scored that.
Yeah.
Like again, he's a midfielder. I'm not going to give him too much pressure. But like an actual number 9 would have put that in the net. Also, he's young, so not be too critical.
He's taking corners for Palace. Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
Probably don't
actually a
have any
decent
set.
ball.
Probably don't have any set piece takers.
That
I
was
mean,
a
Deco's missed.
big lob to the back post. Dangerous. Keepers hate those. Benteke should have scored that.
I reckon he'll get subbed in the second half. Benteke. I don't see him getting 90 minutes.
Like that's the thing I've always wondered. Like, I guess players like, I don't know. Like, would players want to play for like an ex-legend more than an actual good manager, like a tactician?
Yeah, but being a legend doesn't mean you can really like resonate with players.
Yeah, I know there's that, but like,
Like I hate to use this example with you, but like Lampard at Chelsea.
yeah, I
Like he,
mean,
he built a team that too cool won a Champions League with, but like the Lampard era of Chelsea, like it just wasn't really working.
yeah, they went through a bad run of form. It's because we lost to Arsenal, and then Arsenal like they started a bad run of form, and then yeah. But yeah, Tuchel's honestly. But watch, he'll get sacked if he doesn't win a trophy this year. He'll be sacked, and I don't
It's
understand
like
why.
leading from the field and leading from the bench are kind of two different things. Like you look at someone like Henderson, yeah, he's a really good leader on the field. Would he be a good manager? I don't think he would. Probably a good
Yeah, no, I
assistant
don't
manager,
think.
but like as a head manager, I don't think he'd do that well. I'm not too thrilled about Gerrard managing us either. Nothing against Gerrard; he's a club legend, but like I'm not fond of him managing us from the touchline.
Yeah, I mean Gerrard's doing alright. He's doing alright
Yeah,
in the
he's doing well
Scottish
in the
Prem.
Scottish League, but like at the Premier League level, I'm skeptical as to how far he would sort of go.
Yeah, I mean it's true. You know what's crazy? It's bizarre. Wayne Rooney and Cristiano Ronaldo are the same age. One looks 80 and the other one's still playing. Like it's, it's crazy.
Well, I mean, not to be all like superficial, but like Ronaldo's probably always a more attractive player anyway.
Yeah.
So also he also probably just looks after himself better.
Crystal Palace have had 7 attempts, one on target. Tottenham have had
Tottenham haven't had a shot
zero.
yet. Oh my god!
Jeez
You would think
Louise.
okay, the way this game is played out, you think Tottenham with a relegation team, like away from home, barely getting it past the halfway line. You think they were like fucking Norwich or something. The way this game's played out.
Yeah, yeah. I really hope Crystal Palace nick a goal or two. Because if they nick a goal or two, that's, well, if they get 2 goals, second half,
Yeah,
and it's
at this
half
point,
time.
like if Crystal Palace just get like a 1-0 win, they've earned it at this rate. Like the way
Oh,
we've
yeah, if they
played,
get a 1 0
that's
win, yeah, 100%. But
yeah,
1 0.
it's earned and then some. Like compared to how Tottenham have played this first half.
That just tells you about the final product. Palace is good enough. 7 chances created, and they've only put one on target. It's not good
Yeah,
enough.
yeah. You can tell just. I mean, I'm kind of repeating myself, but you can tell that just like Benteke's no, he hasn't got it anymore. Not at Premier League level.
Well,
I
Vieira
reckon.
will be a happy man, I think.
I
Maybe
reckon
not.
next summer he'll get sold. Benteke.
Yeah, I don't think he'll stay in the Premier League. I think this will be his last season. It's an interesting topic because there's a lot of players like that are getting, you know, up there in age. Like,
Well, that's every
what happens
generation of
to?
footballers, basically.
I think this will be Edison Cavani's last season at United. See, there's a striker that Palace could get on loan. I mean, they probably couldn't afford his wages, to be
What is he
honest.
like? 35. He's about the same age as Ronaldo, isn't he?
Yeah, he's up there.
I'm surprised the 35 is going in the Premier League. I mean, then again, Zlatan played in the Premier League at like 38, so you never know. Or no, 36, I think.
Cavani's 34.
Like Cavani was never really like a long term solution for United, probably just like a short term fix.
Yeah, he was. He
He's
was
like a
meant to.
placeholder reliable striker until they sort of develop Greenwood and Rashford. I think is how United sort of panning out.
Yep, and now Ronaldo's playing that role
Yeah,
for
he'll be
like the
another sort of
next.
like I mean, it's like what a 2 year deal. Just be he'll be reliable for the next couple of years, get some goals, and then long term, it's like develop Rashford and Greenwood to sort of keep the team going in the future.
Yeah,
Anyway, I'm just going to look at the stats for the game, and I
I
have
think
to
it'll be
refresh
all
this.
Palace. I think Palace
I'm
will
just
have
even
more of the
looking at like
possession as well.
yeah, I'm just looking at like the yeah like possession, not even just the shooting, like possession and everything. Tottenham have a
Stats
high
and
percentage of
attendance.
aerial duels won. Chris Pass have 3 corners. Tottenham have high duels won.
Jesus.
10 interceptions to 5, I guess because we were on more defensive, they made more interceptions. 60-40 percentage. Shots. Chris Pass have had 3 blocks, 25% accuracy, 4 from inside the box, 3 from outside the box. Yeah, so they have 4 shots inside the box, and like one of them's been on target. So yeah, their end product's just not there at all. Time of obviously not
They've
shot
had,
yet. Defensive
they've almost
discipline.
had 60% possession.
Yeah, and you look at how defensive Tottenham are having to play. 19 clearances, 13 clearances to 4, 9 fouls conceded to 8, 10 tackles to 9, and Crystal Palace have a higher tackle winning percentage distribution. 15 crosses to 4 in Crystal Palace's favour, 263 passes to 189. Yeah, 13 clearances to 4. You can really tell who's on top of this game when Tottenham are making 13 clearances from their defensive part of the field.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, like for a team that's like 3-0, like they're just not performing at all.
Crystal Palace are 14th. They've had 2 draws and a loss this season. They're due a win. They could do it tonight.
I reckon they'll win. I don't see like unless Tottenham just really come out in the second half. I actually see Crystal Palace winning.
Yeah, Tottenham don't look the same without Son, man. He carries that team. I know people will be
Yeah, it's
like,
like you just I didn't even really think
Harry
of that. Like
Kane.
one player missing, and they're just a totally different team. No spark, no creativity, no urgency. I think midfield is where they lack. Like nothing's coming from their midfield.
Tottenham's midfield isn't bad. It's better than
No, but like
Arsenal's.
creatively speaking, it's not doing anything. Like Kane's just isolated.
Yeah, Dele Alli's not really that good of a creative midfielder.
Well, he's playing as
Yeah,
a wide player. He's playing up forward, isn't he?
yeah, he's playing. Yeah, they're playing him up front. They play like
You know,
a
so like outside of Kane, like Moore's not making anything happen. Ali's not making anything happen, and their central three's not doing shit. So, like, you take Kane out of the team, and then you take Son out of the team, and they're just an entirely different team. So,
yeah. That's the highlight of the week. Yeah. Jeez. You know it was crazy. Ronaldo paid for himself after the first week just from shirt sales. Like he
yeah,
sold
I
that
heard
much
that their shirt
shirts.
sales were through the roof after they signed him.
Yeah, the shirt sales paid enough for his transfer fee and his yearly wage for the year. It's
Fucking hell.
ridiculous. Who's on 400 grand a week?
Now the
That
rest
just
of that money,
tells you how
yeah.
much
Now
shirts
the
they've
rest of the shirt
sold.
sales can bloody pay off that fucking $1 billion debt they have.
Probably. Like Ronaldo and Messi are actually bigger than football.
Yeah,
Like
they're
actually are.
just they're like sort of like what trying to think of an example. Like what McGregor was to boxing, just outgrowing the industry itself.
Yeah.
Or like
Yeah,
sort of
to
Hulk Hogan
UFC,
was to
yeah,
pro
yeah.
wrestling in the '80s. Like they've
Yeah.
just become like names all on themselves, or like LeBron James for basketball. Like they're just entities. They're not even like athletes. They're just entities that also happen to play sport.
Yep. I mean David Beckham still makes money off his
Yeah, he does like modeling and whatnot, doesn't he?
Nah, I don't think he does modeling anymore, but he has like underwear and like deodorant and like aftershave and stuff like that. I
So
mean he
just
owns a
like
team in
products with his name
America now
slapped on
too.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like his wife does some of that stuff as well. Yeah, I
I mean
think his
it's
wife owns like some sort of like cosmetics or like makeup company or something.
probably. She was in
Yeah,
Spice
they're in
Girls,
hot
so
water.
she'd have a lot of money as well.
Yeah, she made money from that, but like she has some company that she owns, and she was in hot water because she was furloughing staff because of COVID. Like this was like last year.
Yeah, it's alright. David Beckham's a very rich man.
I think his son plays football in like the amateur leagues or something.
Did we see Calvert Lewin and Richarlison fight over a pen a couple of weeks
The
ago?
penalty, I haven't kept up with that. I didn't even know that happened until they mentioned it.
No, all I know is that Richarlison shouldn't take penalties. That's all I know. That's not his strong suit. So. Richarlison's a good player. He's probably too good for Everton, but he shouldn't take penalties.
I don't like when penalties are argued over.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting as well.
Like it's just like find the guy who can do it and get on with it. Like it shouldn't be a tussle.
Yeah,
But this is probably shit you just work out in training who takes penalties. Not something you just fight over on the day. Like I'm not a fan of it.
yeah, no, it's
Like
bizarre.
not the best example because like no one watches the A League, but like when Muscat was playing, it was just a great. He took every penalty and he scored them. Because like even if it wasn't like a goal scorer per se, like during the in terms of like open play, it was just known he could take penalty kicks.
Yeah,
And if BJ means Emma to take them, then it's hard to decide.
no, I'm just depends.
Okay, like you're talking like amateur, like indoor, like sort of like recreational football. When it's professional football, work out in training who does the best penalties and let them take the penalties. It can be the goalkeeper, just as long as they know how to put it in the net.
That is true. Some goalkeepers
Because
can take penalties.
didn't United have that thing with like Pogba and someone else? I think like last season or the season before there was a spat over who took the penalty and whoever took it ended up missing anyway. I think it was like Pogba and Martial had a fight over.
Rashford, it was Pogba and Rashford.
Yeah, Pogba and Rashford. I think whoever took it ended up like putting it wide.
Yeah, and then Bruno came in and he's taken the penalty, which is
Yeah.
bizarre
Bruno's just a
because
reliable. I know Bruno's just a reliable penalty taker.
will Ronaldo take penalties for United now, or will Bruno take them? Because Ronaldo takes penalties for Portugal, and Bruno plays in the Portuguese national team.
Um, jeez. If Ronaldo's like better than Bruno,
Mm,
like it might just be easiest to go with Bruno if he's already the reliable penalty taker. If Ronaldo's like objectively better at taking them, maybe just let him take them.
Bruno has high percentage conversion rate for penalties.
They may just keep with Bruno. And like they're like fellow countrymen. I don't think they'd have a spat over who takes penalties. They seem like they probably get along. Just say, yeah, you take it because you're better.
Edison, are you talking about Edison, the goalkeeper, or
Yeah, Edison, that's he plays for Man City, doesn't he?
yeah?
I just want to see how
Ooh,
70
that
hit a
hits a
knuckleball
penalty.
tonight. Oh yeah, Bruno. Wait, does Bruno usually take the free kicks? Like before Ronaldo was there, would he take free kicks?
Uh, they'll probably rotate. Ronaldo and him will probably rotate on free kicks. Ronaldo's actually not the best free kick taker. It's just a myth.
Well, he has the memes of like the knuckleball free kicks. It's like maybe not overall he's the best, but like he has like some of the most memorable free kicks in terms of like individual free kicks. If you're looking at overall conversion rate, that's a separate topic.
Yeah, yeah, nah, he's free when he scores them. They're brilliant. They're class, but like
Yeah, if
they're
you're looking
kind
at like
of
overall conversion percentage, you might just look at Bruno.
yeah, yeah. Bruno's reliable. Bruno's reliable at everything. I mean, he scored a hat trick the first week of the Premier League, and none of them were penalties or free kicks. So were just all open play goals.
He does get criticism for not turning up in big games, sort of like Harry Kane does.
Doesn't need to
But
now.
there was a thing on
Ronaldo's
Sky.
there now.
Well, yeah, Ronaldo, but like there was a thing on Sky Sports, like his score involvement rate against like the big six clubs is very low compared to when he plays the mid table teams.
I mean, it's the same with Romelu. That's the one question mark I have about Rom. Can he do it
Like
against the
yeah,
big
yeah, will he get
teams?
the goals against the big clubs?
And not just like one or two per season. I mean, like
Because you look
consistently.
at our front third of Salah, Mane, Firmino, they well when we were actually like a Champions League and Premier League winning team, they'd always perform against the big six clubs, and then last season went off the deep end a little bit, but that's what
There's
separates
Ronaldo.
that's what separates sort of like title winning teams from just regular sort of like top four level players is can you turn up in big games? And that's the thing that United will need with Ronaldo is like a big game player, someone who can turn up in like Manchester derbies or games against Liverpool or games against Chelsea.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to versing
Do
Ronaldo.
we count Arsenal as a big six? No. Okay, I'll rephrase top six.
Yeah, I mean,
Like if you're talking just like outside, if we're talking like the big six in terms of like value of like the names of the teams, Arsenal are a big name sort of team, but like you're basically playing. It's like you're playing against a Sunday league team when you play them. But in terms of like the like getting like winning silverware is, can you perform against top six clubs that actually finish in the top six every year? So like even like Leicester and West Ham, they're going to be the tough games that you need to get results if you're going to be a title winning team.
yeah, I agree. Arsenal fallen, man. I can't remember the last time Arsenal had a good team. It was like 2011, 2010.
What was the team even like that? I remember the Invincibles team was like untouchable, but what was the
I think
team
I
like in
had,
the late 2000s?
then I
Was
had
that like
Van
Podolski and all
Persie.
that?
I had Van Persie. I don't think they had. I think Fabregas was at
I can pull up
Barcelona
their
at the time.
2010-11 team just on Wikipedia.
I know they had Robin Van Persie because he left in 2012 to go to United
Yeah, I
and
know
no
Van
one
Persie
really.
was still there.
Yeah.
I can pull up the team from the 10-11 season. This was back when like Wenger was
Well,
still
they had
there.
that Rashid. Oh, I
Thomas
can't.
Rosicky.
Yeah, that's the one. He was a gun. Arsenal fans hate him. I kind of like. He's a
Okay,
gun.
so here's the team from the 10-11 season. Szczesny, the goalkeeper from Poland, Sagnar, Dejuru, Lauren Koscielny, Clichy, Song, Wilshere, Nasri, Fabregas, Arshavin, Van Persie, Chamak, Walcott, Rosicky, Squillaci, Denilson, Bentner, Abue, Fabianski, Diaby, Gibbs, Alum, Alumina, Villa, Aaron Ramsey, Vermaelen, Lehman, Manone, Traore, Frimpong. That's not really a strong team, is it? I mean, I never remember most of those names.
I remember a few of those names.
I remember some of them, but like overall, like who the fuck was
No, and that's the strongest team they've had since the Invincibles.
like Squillaci from France? I never remember who the fuck that is. He was 30 at the time. They had Chamak from Morocco. I don't remember him either. I remember Fabregas. I remember Van Persie. I remember Nasri. I remember Wilshere. I remember Clichy. I remember Szczesny. I remember Sagna. But yeah, there are some like
That was the best. That's the best team they've had
that. But
since the
there
Invincibles.
are some unrecognizable names there.
Yeah, there are. There are. But like,
But then
still
like, all
like
right, I'll for comparison's sake, let's look at their 16-17.
their 16-17 team was rubbish.
We'll just pull out the names and we'll just see what we think of it. Szczesny, Debuchy, Gibbs, Mertesacker, Paulista, Koscielny, Sanchez, Ramsey, Lucas Perez, Wilshire, Ozil, Giroud, Ospina, Walcott, Oxlade, Holding, Awobi, Monreal, Cazorla, Mustafi, Chambers, Sonogo, Welbeck, Ballerin, Jetkinson, Emiliano Martinez, Joel Campbell, Xhaka, Rain Adelaide, Akpom, Czech, Coquelin, Alneni, Asano. I
No, the
mean, that,
2010 2011 squad was better.
no, I can, but I remember. I mean, maybe because I didn't wasn't really watching back then. I remember more names from the 16-17 squad. I guess because in 10-11 I wasn't really watching.
Yeah,
Like you do have like Alexis Sanchez in there. I mean, I guess you had Van Persie back then, but Özil, who
yeah.
wasn't really consistent. Giroud was a good like off the bench forward, not really a first team forward. Walcott was air. Oxlade was air. Awobi air. Um, I think was Ballerin in this team. I think he might have been.
Yeah, I think he was 2017. Yeah,
Yeah, he was number 24. Yeah, he was a dud. Um, Holding, I think he's
Tottenham
still
were
there.
coming
I don't
out in
think
the
he did
second
that
half.
great. Oh, yeah, second half. What the fuck? It's still an ad. Oh, that's why, because I have to pull it up forward. Yeah, here we
Tottenham
are.
have to come out now because
Yeah, that would have been hair dried at halftime.
100%. You know, apparently the one player that never got the hairdryer treatment from Sir Alex was Paul Scholes. He's the only player that never got the hairdryer.
Because he was always good, or just like Fergie didn't feel he had to.
I think it's because he was always good.
I mean, I guess like some managers will hair dry the entire team, whereas some will go after individual players.
Yeah.
So like if you have like an instance where like say two or three players are doing well, but the others are doing shit, like all 11 just cop it from the manager.
Oh my
But yeah,
goodness,
Ferguson's
Josh.
probably one of those whereas Ferguson's probably one of those managers that looks like just hair dried individuals.
What have you got Arsenal?
Oh, if he was managing
Oh,
Arsenal, like oh god, he would have been into shape.
that's funny.
No, that wasn't a good touch from Mitchell. It was Ars won the ball. He almost beat number five there.
Hoiberg.
Yeah, he almost
Yeah.
beat him, but yeah, Hoiberg knocked out of play.
Ooh. Palace still looking good.
Yeah, no, Benteke's hold-up play I'm not really a fan of.
After
Like in this game,
Robin Van Persie left, Arsenal started declining. Mate, they were declining before he left. He only played like 2 seasons in the Premier League
even
after he
after he left, they were
left.
still getting top four finishes.
Yeah.
Like when it got started to get like really, really bad was probably like 15, 16 when they got like 71 points in a season. Because like even the seasons before, I think they got like 79 in 14, 15, or like 77.
I don't know.
Like it wasn't like Arsenal's one of the things like it wasn't like any one player sort of like set it off. It was more just they just gradually got worse and worse over time. You know, the manager's tactics didn't change. Then when they replaced Wenger, like that didn't really fix anything.
Oh, oh, how is that not 1-0?
Yeah, that was close. But yeah, Arsenal's decline. You probably attribute it more to like the new stadium being built and the Cronkies than you do like any specific manager or any specific player. Because like even Alexis Sanchez towards the end of his run there was barely keeping them in the top four. And that's gone
Oh,
nowhere.
jeez.
Yeah, that was a horrible volley. I mean, he's not known for his like bloody worldies, MacArthur, but like that was not a good volley. Oh, no, he shanked that. That's terrible. Gallagher and Benteke got in each other's way with that fucking shot.
Yeah, they did.
Mitchell's being outplayed there. Ooh, Moore's looking lively. Zaha's open. Oof, that's a foul, surely.
No, don't touch him, Zaha. Don't. You'll get sent off for reacting. He should get red
Surely,
carded for the way he
surely
brought it
25
down,
gets a
no?
card. That's terrible. Like, he hasn't, like, injured him, but, like, that's a terrible challenge. Like, he no chance to get near the ball, and he's just, like, sort of knocking him off his run. I'll see the replay, though. I'm pretty sure that's card worthy.
It's all kicking off.
London rivals, you can't expect it.
Zaha's getting booked as well for the reaction. I think.
What did he even do?
Yep.
I don't think Zaha even
Oh,
reacted that badly.
yeah, no, he grabbed him.
Did he? I didn't see. I mean, he was in
Oh,
his face. I don't think he grabbed him.
oh. Has Lucas broken his leg? Oh.
He's rolled the ankle with the left foot. I think he's rolled it. That's
Yeah,
horrible. He's pushed him in the face.
that's disgusting. You see the reaction from Zaha.
Yeah, he's
Just
like pushed him in the chest. Yeah, I get you.
grabbed his throat. That could be a red.
Yeah.
He's lucky he didn't
Okay.
get sent off.
They could both be sent off for that. Because like even the number 25 for
Oh,
Tottenham, he
they're
got something
looking
in
at
the
it.
face.
VAR, is VAR looking at it? Maybe, I don't know.
If Zaha gets a red card, so is number 25. Like they either they both get a red card or neither of them do. Tanganga. Nah, they're just going with the yellow. I think they're just resuming play now. Nah,
It's decent ball in.
that's going nowhere.
It's decent ball in. Just no
He's
one
not a bad
uses it.
player, but his set pieces aren't that good. Okay, I'm Gallagher. Yeah, he's put too much on it. That's too heavy of a ball into the box.
Yeah. Well, Tottenham haven't looked that great.
They've looked a little more lively in the second half, but even then, not much. Oof. Oh, he was almost in there.
He would have missed anyway.
Man, Tottenham definitely have problems. Like that team
Yeah.
needs a rebuild. Like it needs a complete overhaul. Oh no, that touch from Mitchell wasn't great.
See, that's the thing. I don't know why people react to challenges like that. Like, you know the guy's gonna get booked for it 100%. So like, just get up
Yeah,
and
but
walk
it's like
away.
sort of the emotion of the moment. Like some guy puts his hand in your face in what's supposed to be a semi-contact sport. Like you're gonna freak out.
I mean, I wouldn't. I've been elbowed in the face multiple times, and I've just been like,
Oh, when
oh
it's that
yeah.
deliberate, like I take issue with it. It's not even a matter of like do they get punished. Like it's unsportsmanlike to just like shove a guy in his face when he's beating you to the ball.
Well, Well, I reckon Wilfred Zaha will get a statue at Crystal Palace when he retires. Another topic is Mikel Antonio's West Ham's all-time top goal scorer. Jeez, that was close.
Isn't he like in career best form at like 32?
Yeah, I don't know how old he is.
I think it's
But
like
yeah, he
30,
wants to win
maybe
the.
like 30, 31, and he's in like career best form at West Ham United. I think he's like the leading goal scorer so far in this season. Like in the first 3 rounds, he had like 4 goals.
He's 31.
Yeah, 31. And
He
Zaha's
wants
getting
to
too
win the
much space
Golden
on the
Boot
ball, I
this year.
think, in the second half.
He's
Oh,
gone.
he's off. Down to 10. No, that's it. Game over. I reckon Crystal Palace are going to win this.
See you later, mate. You should have been sent off for the tackle on Zaha. Boy. Well, that is justice jam on toast, that is. Oh, it is. That's he should have been sent off for the tackle on Zaha because you can't
Yeah,
just
yeah.
push someone in the
A hand in the
face.
face.
To be fair, Zaha should have been sent off for his
I'm
reaction. They
sure by
both
like
should have had reds.
the actual like FIFA code, a hand in the face is just an automatic red. No, I remember. I think Pepe got a straight red against Leeds because he pushed a guy in the throat or something.
Yeah, and
Like the
the
other guy,
same with
yeah, I think it
Martial.
was like Phil something. Like the other guy made a meal of it, but like just because Pepe touched him in the face, he got a straight red.
Yep.
Yeah, he's gone in late there. That's definitely a second yellow.
You can't say you tried to pull away, mate. You literally slid. And then when you pulled away, when you pulled your legs back, you were still in his way.
No, it was a late challenge. You should have timed it better, especially on a yellow. When you're already on yellow, you got to really time your challenges.
Oh, he's making a change. Harry Winks coming off for Vertonghen, I think. Wait, no, not Vertonghen. I don't know who this is.
Davies.
What if Bruno never hadn't signed for Man United? No Ronaldo, no Sancho, no Varane, no Champions League, no Pogba extension. Oli might have been sacked. Bruno Fernandes has completely changed Manchester United.
Oh, they'd probably be like mid-table. They'd probably be like not far off where Arsenal are if it weren't for the Bruno signing.
That's poor from IU.
Yeah, that's not good at all.
End product, it's not there.
It's disappointing when a team is playing this good for like the majority of the game, or 60 minutes in, they've basically had the game on their terms, but then they just can't finish.
I mean, they'll take a point against Tottenham. That's a big point.
Yeah, but like it's
That's a
just
point that
depressing to
can
watch.
keep
It's
you up.
depressing to watch it. It's depressing to watch a team completely control the game and then not get the point, like not get the ball in the net. Like imagine a
Yeah, I
team like
mean,
Chelsea, Liverpool having this much control of the game. They'd be off 3-0 if they had this much control of the game.
yeah, 100%. But that's because of the quality in the team. Like you're talking
Yeah, well,
about
I mean,
two of
you
the
have to
best
work with
teams.
what funds you have. Like they can't be affording to sign body, Firmino type players.
Yeah.
You just kind of hope that like Zaha pulls a rabbit out of his ass.
I mean, I'm surprised Crystal Palace didn't try and get a striker on loan from like Wolves, because Wolves have like 3 strikers now. They could have got one of their
Just
strikers
sometimes I
on
plays
loan.
Benteke, I mean, the guy's just like I'm kind of repeating myself, but he's just so clearly past it at this sort of Premier League level.
Yeah,
So you
he's
kind of
too
just
old now.
you kind of just like you're just kind of putting all your money on like, well, not all your money, but like you're putting all your faith in like Zaha keeping you, and like say Zaha gets injured for like half the season, that's like that puts him in the relegation battle right there. I mean, they do have other good players, and they have like Vieira sort of steadying the ship, but like Zaha's kind of the one player that makes everything happen, and Benteke's not really at that level anymore. It's just next season he'll need to be replaced.
Yeah, and the question is who do they replace him? Because they're not a rich club. Like they can't
Yeah,
go out and spend 100 million.
what would their sort of ceiling budget be for a striker? Like 25 million?
Probably, yeah.
Like they're not gonna do the 100 million Sancho signing that fucking United just did a few weeks ago. It'll probably be like a 25-30 mil player that they bring in.
I mean, they could have signed Tammy Abraham for that. I'm sure Chelsea would have accepted 30
How
million
much did he
pounds
go to
to
Roma for?
40,
Crystal
35,
Palace,
40.
that actually be probably a good club for Abraham. Like he'd be a first team player, and a player visibility will probably suit him better because like he'll probably be that sort of like 13, 14 goal striker that keeps him in the Premier League.
Yeah. He's doing
So yeah,
alright at Roma.
Crystal Palace would be like, yeah, I'm not saying like Roma's a bad place to go, but like if you're going to stay in the Prem, like an ideal place for Abraham probably would be Crystal Palace.
Or West Ham or something like that. I know West Ham were interested.
Yeah, anything from like sort of lower mid table to upper mid table is probably Abraham's range. Or could Crystal Palace maybe sign a relatively past his prime Vardy, who's like 35?
Potentially.
Because I think they've even looked at I think didn't Leicester sign a younger striker this season to replace Vardy because Vardy's not going to be there forever?
Yeah, Daka.
Yeah, the foreigner. So like maybe a Vardy could be like a Crystal Palace striker.
Tell you what, you'd still go
Like
for
I
like
think even
100
he's at
mil.
what Vardy.
Yeah.
He is like mid 30s. I don't think he can go for 100 mil.
Yeah, but the guy's always in contention for the Golden Boot. He's always up
But
there.
aren't those big money signings usually given towards like younger, like more potential type players?
Yes and no. Like it depends. Like Harry
Like
Kane's
Sancho
not
went for
young
100 mil,
anymore.
but that's like because he's seen as like a potential future star.
Yeah, Harry Kane's over 100 mil. He's established.
Yeah, well, that's because like that's because he's won Golden Boots and whatnot. I don't. Oh, well, so I was well, Vardy. How many Golden Boots he won? Like one.
One. Yeah, when they won the league.
Yeah, but like you're also gonna be like Kane's still in his prime, so he could go for 100 mil. Vardy's like, I think with his age, he'd probably go for like 50 or 60. Vardy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, probably.
Like he
And
wouldn't
I
be
don't
cheap, but I don't think he'd be 100 mil signing. I don't think he'd be in that Sancho bracket.
No, he's definitely not on the Sancho or Jack Grealish bracket. So, yeah, I kind of feel bad for Palace. Like even if they like sign someone like James Ward-Prowse as a creative midfielder as well, that's a good ball. Like
Oof, that was a very good ball, but yeah, just the shot was blocked, and Lloris has got that pretty easily.
good first touch.
Yeah, that's kind of like the problem with like supporting those um, lower level clubs in the Premier League is that your club only has like sort of a limited spending budget.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
if you're
yeah,
United, you
definitely.
can think like, oh, we need 50 mil for a midfield, 100 mil for a forward, we need another 70 mil for a defender. If you're like a Burnley supporter, your club's going to spend like 3 million on a centre back,
Yeah, I mean Sean
and you
Dyche
just hope
is a good manager.
that
So
and you hope that just in the Premier League. Sorry, what about someone like?
Sean Dyche is a good manager. He'll keep Burnley up.
Yeah, yeah, he's done really well with. I think this might be the relegation season, but he's done really well with what he has. Like you're talking like what 4 straight years not being relegated, or was it? I think it's like 4 or 5 seasons consecutive not being relegated, and they spend like their transfer budget is like 2 6 packs of beer and a hot dog. is what they get to spend for an entire season.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised
Wait,
like
wait,
no other clubs
wait,
have come
wait, hang on.
asking for him.
How to fix this? I could just plug my thing cable in. Another thing with Burnley is like because you know that your team doesn't have like sort of a large budget, you have to just watch your team put like 10 Fellaini's behind the ball every week, so it doesn't really make for exciting football.
Yeah. Dele Alli's trying to be Rude Hullet with the dreads.
It's still better than when Aubameyang tried to look like Travis Scott.
Oh yeah, that was bad.
That was brutal. That doesn't even suit Travis Scott. And it certainly didn't suit fucking Aubameyang.
How are Tottenham top of the league playing like this?
Well, it's 3 games. I mean, they had a game against City, I think, but like, yeah, the next two were kind of just probably just lucky wins. And also, it is the Premier League. Like, even really good teams can have an off day.
Yeah.
Like, even a team like Man City could have like a game like this, like one a season. So, but I mean, in Tottenham's case, I think they have sort of deeper problems that they need to fix. Like, they had that sort of like championship window about 5 or 6 years ago, never really capitalized, and now they're just sort of rebuilding.
It's alright, they'll sign a lot of Portuguese players other than Nuno. He does like his Portuguese players.
Yeah, yeah. Didn't he like litter fucking Wolves with like Portuguese and Mexican players?
Yeah, well, they only have one Mexican player, Raul Jimenez, but
I thought they had like
they've
three. I
got.
know they have a lot of Portuguese players, but I thought they had like 2 or 3 Mexican players as well.
No, they have one Mexican. They have a lot. They have a Mexican, a Spanish. They have like a English core with like Irish. I think they have an Irish fullback. Connor Cody's the captain at centre back. But yeah, then they've got like Ruben Neves, Matinho. Um,
How weird is it that like Connor Cody went from like a Liverpool reject to Championship, now he's back in the Premier League?
he's actually a decent centre back.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's bad. Like it's just weird how like he didn't really break into Liverpool like under the in the Rodgers era, and then he was basically a Championship centre back for many years, and now he's like one of the sort of not better, but like he's having a good run as a Premier League centre back. Like you look at all the other sort of like Liverpool failed experiments from that era. Like where's Martin Kelly now? He can't even get a game at Crystal Palace.
Yeah. It's the same with Gary Cahill. Gary Cahill left Palace. That's alright though, because if Tottenham draw and then if Man U win, Chelsea win, Liverpool win,
I won't be looking at the
well,
table until like round 7. Until then, it's just kind of a form guide.
yeah,
Like around sort of round 7, round 8 is when I look at the actual positioning on the ladder. Until then, it's just a form guide. Like, how have you done so far? Like, we're what, 2 wins in a draw. So the fact that we're like 4th or 5th doesn't really bother me. That's poor from Tottenham. Just
Jesus,
give up
whole
possession like that.
Ronaldo, bloody.
Ooh, Zaha. Nah.
Ooh,
They've given Zaha too much space this game, I think.
yeah. Ooh, yeah, they are playing Pogba, Matic. Oh, Sancho's playing. Wow. Ronaldo
I thought he was
starts.
injured.
Well, maybe they just use that as an
Because like,
excuse.
isn't that why he was pulled from the Wasn't he pulled from the England team because of injury, Sancho?
Van de Beek's on the bench.
Jeez, Van der Beek can't get a fucking break at United.
He needs to leave. He needs to leave the club. You're right. They did go with the Pogba, Matic in the midfield.
Fred's on the bench. Wait, I thought he had a suspension.
I think he does, but apparently he can still make the bench. He won't.
Oh, so he
He
can't
probably won't.
start, but he can play off the bench.
No, he probably
Goal
won't
hints
even
and I'm sure he'll
make an
score.
appearance. Penalty. Palace have a penalty.
Oh my god, that's earned. Like they should already up by 2-0 the way Tottenham have played.
Handball. Benteke or Zaha? Probably. I don't know. I'm saying Benteke will take it.
Okay,
It's
I have to point
Zaha
something
though.
out. How can Zaha be so dangerous
Is
and
it a
constantly
pen?
given so much space in the attacking third?
That's a pen.
They have not neutralized him at all. They just let him do what he wants. It's fucking ridiculous.
VAR will check it, but it is a penalty.
That's definitely yeah, that has to be paid. Look how far away his arm is from his body. I mean, if the Reece James one was given against Liverpool, that has to be given.
Yeah. I don't think VAR are even checking it.
But it's not worth checking. It's clear cut. Like even by the bullshit rules that they change every year, that's a definite penalty.
And it is Zaha. Come on, Zaha. Don't miss. Please don't miss. And Lloris, please don't save it. Lloris won't stay middle. Just go middle. Go hard and go middle. And it will be a goal. Yep,
What
nice.
if the keeper doesn't move?
He did exactly what I said. Hard and middle, and it's 1-0.
Wait, did Lloris dive or move?
Yeah, goalkeepers always dive. I mean, it wasn't middle. It was like to
Yeah,
the
yeah,
to the
it was
right,
slightly to the right.
but it was still middle.
Do you reckon Zaha will be Crystal Palace's man of the match? I mean, aside from the penalty, he's just had too
Yeah,
much time and space on the ball. Look too threatening. Makes runs too easily.
Dyer's not happy.
that entire team would be just hanging their heads now.
And see, this is the upsets that the international breaks bring. Oh, I'm not looking forward to versing Aston Villa. That's probably going to happen to Chelsea too.
Oh no, I reckon Chelsea would still turn up even because like Tottenham are just very they lack depth, whereas I think Chelsea with the team that they have, they're probably more likely to turn up in a in a fixture returning from internationals.
I mean, that's the one thing about Thomas Tuchel I do like. He doesn't let any players slack,
And
and
this
he's
isn't
not
even a
afraid
matter
to
of
make changes either.
and also this isn't even just a matter of like the internationals, like Tottenham, even considering that just have not turned up. You'd still expect better even with an international break.
Yeah,
Like, okay, how many
no, it's
players in this
crazy.
team weren't even selected for internationals that still haven't played? Like Harry Winks wasn't selected. What the fuck's he done?
That's true.
Um, was Ali? I think Ali was internationals. I think Mora was. Yeah, Kane definitely was.
Yeah,
Hoiberg
Kane
was.
was gone.
But yeah, like okay, so some of their first team have been international, so probably aren't fully up to it. But like Harry Winks wasn't selected for an international game, and he's played just as shit as everyone else has on the team. Probability, yeah, fair enough, 78%. Is that a free kick? Nah, thought Cam was going to get a free kick there.
It's funny that now Tottenham are
Oh
trying.
no, he's just shepherded. No, it wasn't a foul. He's just shepherded Kane off the ball. That's within the rules.
It's funny that you go goal down and now you decided to turn up. You didn't decide to turn up when you went down to 10 men. You can see the goal now. You're like, oh, let's play football.
Yeah, that's a team that does a team with that mentality just doesn't win silverware.
I mean, it is hard to win a game when you're down to 10 men.
But like even before the 10 men, like when they had 11, they weren't turning up.
Yeah, it's true. Gee, Palace have had 8 corners to Tottenham's 2. Watch, they'll score from the corner there.
Oh,
No, they don't. No,
if
they
they
don't.
got a draw, that would be so rotten because Crystal Palace have been so much better at the two. That would be so rotten if fucking Tottenham got a point here.
No, it's over here. Oh, he's gonna get there. Nice. Jeez, come on, Gallagher.
Yeah, his end product is not like I get his only 21. His end product is not good at all. Like
Not
there's a reason
yet.
to play him further off. Yeah, there's a reason he's not in the front third with finishing like that. I mean, he's a good midfielder, but like you wouldn't trust him as a striker.
Yeah, no. He's just rush. I think it's because it's Tottenham. He's just rushing his shots and his crosses. I mean, he technically
Yeah,
did win the penalty.
under a lot of pressure to impress, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lucas Moura is now being booked.
and they're bringing on. I know who this fella is. Oh, I guess he threw the ball after the decision being given.
Yep. I think Palace will win this. I think they're going to hold out for 9 minutes.
I don't see Tottenham. Like Tottenham just been. Yeah, I don't see Tottenham doing anything. Like especially with the man advantage, I don't see Crystal Palace cracking.
Now, what would be really bizarre is if Wolves win 1-0.
Who are they
Because
playing?
Wolves lost their first 3 games 1-0. And Tottenham won their first 3 games 1-0. So Tottenham
Yeah,
lose
that'd be
1-0.
fucked.
Wolves win 1-0. They'd be like, whoa, something's going on. Parallel universes. That would be pretty funny. Benteke's coming off, I think. Yep.
Oh, Viteka's got the goal. Oh, it's 22.
It's 2-0.
Eduard. Yeah, Eduard. I thought that was a bit. Sorry,
Oh,
I hate to be
Edouard.
racist.
Yeah, they signed him from
Yeah,
Celtic.
I hate to be
Yeah,
racist. I
he's a
thought that was
striker.
Benteke.
Wow. Well, he's starting next week, surely. That's his debut, I think. Literally his first touch. It's in the net. Well, that's definitely game over now. So there you go. They do have a striker that's young. He's like 23, I think. 24.
No one's tracking
Jeez.
his run like at all. Like I'm gonna take
Well,
away
I
from
mean,
the fin. Yeah, I want to take away from the finish, but like no one was tracking his run. Everyone was just ball watching.
he did like cut his run quite nicely. He bent his run really nicely. He
Yeah, I'm
found
not
it
trying
back
to
in the
take away from how he
space.
played. I'm just looking more at the defensive side of it. Like the defending of that run and that finish wasn't good.
Lloris should have saved that.
I mean, you can only play against what's in front of you, but like I took a deflection that might have affected the save as well. Man, for a
Palace
non-big
fans are
six club,
loving
Crystal
that.
Palace have energetic fans.
Yeah, they do. I mean, it's not often they see them win, so
Yeah, fair enough. But they're known for having a pretty good like active support, even though they're not like United. It's like them and West Ham have pretty like
yeah.
vocal fans for like the non-big six teams.
They have a bigger fan base than Man City, for crying out loud. They don't, but like Man City, you can never fill their stadium.
Man City's fan base is mostly global, like in terms of like ratio.
Yeah.
Like what I mean is for a team that's got big international like drawing power, they don't have much of a domestic following, which is where they get the stigma of like having plastic fans. The empty hat, shit like that.
Yeah, the empty had.
It's like they
Is
do
that
have a
yeah?
lot of fans. It's just not many of them.
Well, Palace deserve the win.
Like shit today. What's going on? How far behind am I? 21. Jesus fuck, this connection's terrible. It still happening.
62% possession. Oh my. That's rare that you see Crystal Palace have 62% possession. I
Most
don't even
completely
think they'll
controlled the
have
game with that possession as
62%
well.
possession against Norwich. Like, that's...
17 attempts to 2. Oh my, this is just. Okay, never mind, like, Arsenal being a Big Six club. A Tottenham a Big Six club?
Yeah.
Like, the way they're playing is just brutal.
I mean, to be fair, the way they played today,
I think
Arsenal
Tottenham will
probably would
lose
have
big.
beaten them.
Honestly, I think Tottenham will lose Big Six status at this point because they've had like a few, a handful of years as like an almost Premier League contenders, and now they just kind of slump back into mid-table form.
That's actually really good. I forgot Crystal Palace signed Edward.
Yeah, he'll
It's a
probably
big
be
signing.
Benteke. He'll be the successor to Benteke, I reckon.
Yeah. Gallagher's being booked. Light challenge. Yeah. It'd be interesting to see how much out of time we get.
I'm thinking like 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, I'm
You've
thinking
had
two
what
minutes.
a red card, a penalty, a goal. Oh, yeah, I'm thinking like 3.
If it's anything more than four, it's ridiculous.
Oh, I've seen 4 given for less. I mean, it could be 4. I'm guessing it'll be like 3 minutes at a time.
It's alright, Zaha. You're winning 2-0. Relax.
Mate, he wants to just further shit on Tottenham.
Yeah,
I mean, he's already got the man of the match, but like, he feels like he hasn't done enough.
probably. Oh my goodness. Castro's in England to watch Ronaldo's return. I can't believe it. It's one of the biggest. In fact, I think he's the biggest FIFA streamer. Castro. I mean, I don't blame him. Everyone's going to see Ronaldo's return, man. The Old Trafford's going to be packed. The Queen will probably be there, for crying out loud.
Oh yeah, I could definitely see bloody William and Kate bringing bloody little George along to watch it
Yeah, they'll be
because they
there.
always do that. They always do that sort of like charity and like promotional stuff for the royal family. Like they were at the UEFA Euro games as well, so they'll probably be there
Yeah,
for the Ronaldo return to Manchester.
100%. They probably would have met Ronaldo.
Yeah, probably like welcomed him to the country and shit.
Yeah,
Because this is his first. Yeah, this is his first game at Old Trafford since like not counting his Madrid or Juventus games, like in a United shirt, first game at Old Trafford since like 2008 or something, 2009.
Nice. Don't let Harry Kane score.
Have you seen Pie Face from the kickoff?
Pie face, yeah.
Yeah, the way they defend Harry Kane is like really
He's got
cringe.
two. Edouard's got two. It's 3-0.
Bullshit.
Lloris is crap. To be fair, they deserve a 3-0 win. To on his debut, Alan Smith.
That's off the bench. He scored 2 goals. Holy shit! I mean, you have to factor the 10 men as well. Like, that does kind of change the complexity of the game, but that is still pretty fucked.
He has to start next week, right? Surely.
Well, if it was Southgate, he wouldn't.
He has to start next week.
Who's my? Oh
Again,
yeah,
his
Vieira will
positioning
probably
in the
start him.
box.
He won't be a Southgate level like twat. I don't think. He'll give him a start. That ball, fucking hell, across the diagonal, across the pitch.
I think he's French too, Edouard. Pretty sure he's French. Oh, Lloris got a hand on it.
Who's even marking him?
I know.
Who was marking it? He's got that much space in the box. Who is marking him? I get they kind of got pulled apart because like the counter attack, but Jesus fuck, how much space? And he already
That is
scored
a
the goal
Patrick
before. You don't
Vieira
give him more
signing
space in the
too.
box. Okay, he's my new
That's
man of the
game.
match. Forget Zaha. Like Zaha was my man of the match. Now it's Edouard. Yeah, it's already game over.
Watch. I mean, it's a deserved win, but jeez,
Oh no,
he came on
definitely.
in like
Yeah,
what?
one
He
team
came
turned
on
up,
in
the other
the
one didn't. That's a definite deserved win.
70. He came on in the 77th minute. Got 2 goals in 15 minutes.
Like I get they had 10 men, but like that's just ridiculous. Especially the second goal. Like just no one is marking him at all.
Yeah, I mean, what a game, man! What an upset. And
He
I said
replaces
that
a hard. He replaces a hard my man of the match, Edouard.
yeah, no, he's going to be a good signing for Crystal Palace based off that. That's you don't just come off the bench and have an immediate impact in the Premier League. Like that's a
Yeah,
dream start
it
for him.
does take a certain level of talent to pull it off, even against like a shit defensive team. Like
But Tottenham, this is the first game they've conceded a goal. I mean, well, I know this is the fourth fixture, but like,
yeah, like we can't get far ahead of ourselves because it is only
but they
four
versed
rounds
Man
in.
City, and Man City they're known to score like they beat Norwich, they smashed Norwich. Like Man City could score goals, and they kept the clean sheet against Man City. So I definitely think he'll get double figures goals this season. That Edouard, I think he will get
If
like
he's a
13,
regular starter,
14
he'll get
goals.
goals. Like I don't see. I mean, unless Vieira just becomes like a Southgate and just like gives Benteke the start every week, I think Edouard probably has to be the starter. Then Benteke could just be an impact player.
I can understand him not starting this game because it's technically his first game.
Yeah, because he's still being molded into the team and whatnot. But yeah, he'll probably from here on out he'll probably just be their go-to striker, and then Zaha on the wing, and then if they need Benteke, just comes off the bench.
Oh, Gallagher got the assist for the second goal. That was a great pass, to be fair.
Wait, you mean the first Edouard goal? That was assisted by Gallagher.
No, the second one, the one like right at the end.
Oh, that was assisted by Edouard. No, by Gallagher.
Yeah,
Who assisted the first one? Was it Zaha?
I think no, I think it was the fullback.
Oh, Mitchell.
Yeah,
Number 3 for Crystal Palace. That would have been Mitchell. Hang on. I can actually find
I'm
it.
sure
Who
we
it
could
was.
check it.
Timeline. No, it'll be on the timeline who assisted the goal. No, it was assisted by Zaha. So Zaha has a goal and an assist. So him and Edouard will be kind of tied for man of the match.
Yeah,
Because prior to Edouard, Zaha was basically like unplayable. No one was getting anywhere near him.
that is true. Anyway, that will be the end. Crystal Palace
Yeah,
pulling an
wrap it
upset
up
with a
here, I
3-0
guess.
win over Tottenham. And we will see yous next time.